Hello, I'm Jonathan Bigg, and I'm here to speak about what is forensic CAMHS. Firstly, who are we? We're a multidisciplinary team of CAMHS trained professionals who have a particular interest and expertise in considering risks where the risks are primarily to other people rather than to the individual themselves. We have strong representation in senior psychiatry and in clinical psychology. We have a very experienced administrator, and then we have a variety of people who have special interests in forensic CAMHS. Occasionally we have other members of our core team and particular links to the youth offending teams, youth justice services. So what does forensic mean in relation to forensic CAMHS? It's a complicated set of ideas, I think. Mostly it relates to looking at the risk issues to do with someone who presents a serious risk of causing significant harm to someone else. This would include violence risks, sexual harm risks, fire setting, terrorism, organised crime perhaps, where there's vulnerability, animal cruelty occasionally too. We're talking about children of all ages up to 18. Very occasionally we do have really young children presenting with some very concerning behaviours. And yet forensic CAMHS doesn't just mean working with children who present a risk of causing serious harm to others. Sometimes it's about someone caught up in the criminal justice system, where maybe we would think of them as mentally disordered offenders, but maybe the level of risk is not so massively high, but the mental disorder is more the issue in relation to the antisocial behaviour being presented. We are a really small team. The National Forensic CAMHS Service is designed to have quite a punchy impact without a huge set of teams in each area involved in doing that function. So we have consultant psychiatry, consultant psychology involvement, more junior members of staff, though not lots, and people from other teams who have a particular interest who often work rather closely with us, in particular in the Youth Justice Service. The CAMHS Youth Justice Link workers across the region have strong links with us. But we're also a team who works really closely with all sorts of other agencies. We get referrals in from a variety of different places. Some families have even referred directly to us. And as well as the more usual referrals through CAMHS, youth offending teams, children's services, schools, sometimes we've had the police, judges, make referrals into us. So we try to be collaborative, and the limitations to our man hours, if you like, person hours, mean that we can't just get involved with all the cases we might really like to, because we probably think we might have a fair bit to offer for quite a lot of cases. So we have to primarily work through consultations. We have another video about consultations on the website. And then depending on the nature of the case, either because it's so obvious in the referral that there's very severe mental disorder and serious risk of harm to others, but other times after consultation and discussion about the case, we may get directly involved in a case either for assessment or very occasionally for ongoing therapeutic work. We provide some other functions. A couple of those are firstly strategic support of the multi-agency partnerships working with children, so that we have a regional group in relation to serious violence, and also we have counter-terrorism strategies, and we're involved with Channel Panel, for example. Perhaps the other major thing to mention is our remit around training, and we do quite a lot of training. We have regular training programs advertised for SAVRI, the Structured Assessment of Violence Risk in Youth, as well as our central involvement in interventions for harmful sexual behaviour. And we have smaller trainings that we're involved with to do with supporting schools in understanding harmful sexual behaviour and violence. And there are more trainings coming online in due course, Good Lives Model being a particular one, Top Up SAVRI training being another one. So hopefully that gives you a flavour for how to understand forensic CAMHS, which I'm afraid is quite a complex thing. If you have a case that you're interested in discussing with us, please pick up the phone. Our details are on the website, or drop us a line. We are very happy to discuss cases and whether you might want to move towards a consultation or think further about a formal full referral. Please see the website, the Hampshire CAMHS website, and the Forensic CAMHS pages on that for further details.